Personally, and this might not be a popular opinion, but which of mine are, but I feel like Injustice 3 should not come anytime soon. It's predictable at this point that it's going to come after Mortal Kombat 11, so why not surprise us by offering something different? I know that the Injustice series is big for Warner Brothers and they are likely paying big bucks to get yet another game to market, but man, if NetherRealm were able to pull off getting the rights to Star Wars, especially since Disney is now owners of it, that would be rad. It is possible. Warner Brothers has worked on 2 Disney properties to make into video games. They are Marvel in Lego form, and Cars. So, it's not out of the realm of possibility at all. With how NetherRealm has been able to handle both the Mortal Kombat and DC universe, and since the writing has been superb, I have tremendous faith in the team. Without a shadow of a doubt, it would be quite a far cry from Master of Tears KSI for the PlayStation. They can do it. They can put together a great roster throughout the Star Wars universe, think of various movesets and gameplay mechanics for each, give them distinct personalities, and write a voluptuous, original plot for what they are all brought together. Today's Star Wars movies leave a lot to be desired, so another great Star Wars game can really renew some much-needed faith in the series. Gameplay-wise, it wouldn't be like Mortal Kombat, nor Injustice. I feel like this needs its own style of fighter, maybe even an arena fighter. I don't know, it just feels like it needs to be its own thing and not a reskin of another fighting game. Something elaborate, yes, I am aware that there are dozens of characters who have just about the same weapon, but I am sure that liberties can be taken in regards to abilities and gadgets. They have done the same with Injustice, taking familiar moves from the Mortal Kombat series. There are a lot of viable characters to take from this universe, and they don't have to stick with just the movies. Just like with the DC comic book characters, it would be great to see them engage in a brief conversation before they fight. Obi-Wan vs Kylo Ren, Boba Fett vs Jango Fett, anything that Chewie would say, he would just grunt with subtitles. What I have come up with are Ayla Ascara, Osage Ventress, Boba Fett, Cal Kestis, Chewbacca, Chirrut Y, all the prominent Darths, all the prominent Jedis, Emperor Palpatine, Finn, General Grievous, Han Solo, Jango Fett, Kit Fisto, Leia, Padme Amidala, Rey, the Starkiller, and Yoda. There probably would be more, but those would pretty much be most of them. No C-3PO, R2-D2, Admiral Akbar, Jar Jar Binks, Jabba the Hutt, or BB-8. I also made a separate roster for DLC, although I doubt it would consist as many characters as Mortal Kombat 11, plus 2 more. Sheesh, 14 DLC characters looks like an entirely new game of itself. But, here are some characters that I would dedicate to being separate from the main roster. First, we have Lando Calrissian. If there are any lesser-known Star Wars characters that I know people would actually pay to play as, one of them would be him, and I am sure that he would have a clever moveset that is apart from Han Solo rather than him being just a premier skin of Solo. Next is quite of a shock, but I also picked Sebulba, yes. Sebulba the racer from episode 1, but rather than by himself, he will fight opponents inside of a mech that flies, styled after his pod racer. Aside from these two, I am sure there are other under-the-radar characters from the Star Wars universe, so I'll just move on to guest characters. It's quite a tradition now for a couple of the DLC characters to be from different franchises entirely. Mortal Kombat and Injustice each has had quite a history of crossover characters, and hopefully it stays true with Star Wars. One thing though, I don't want any Disney characters, not even Marvel characters. LucasArts characters are okay, but I couldn't really find any worth any value aside from Guybrush 3D would. But what are some memorable sci-fi characters that would be suitable? How about Alita? The movie that came out in 2019 was a big hit, and even though it's based on a Japanese manga, I don't think it matters. We've had Star Wars characters in Soul Calibur 4. How about a Japanese character in a Star Wars game? As for that classic sci-fi movie character, how about we revisit an old friend?
Show me to Batman, Quinzel.
How about a bat to the skull?
I'd buy that for $1.
RoboCop. Even though I'd like him to be in an Injustice game, considering he would be fighting supervillains, I wouldn't mind this either. He certainly would be one of the slowest characters. And of course, we can't have NetherRealm DLC without Mortal Kombat characters, and thankfully, I have found two that I think would be perfect who would be redesigned to look like authentic Star Wars characters. The first being Kano, the mercenary with the cybernetic eye, a wisecracker who loves kidnapping women. The other, of course, is Scorpion. So far, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, and Johnny Cage have been guest characters in non-Mortal Kombat games from NetherRealm, but I feel like if Scorpion wasn't a guest character for this game, there shouldn't be any Mortal Kombat characters. Another character I thought about was Shao Kahn, considering he's another memorable bad guy and with a hammer, but Kano simply has a more fleshed out personality that I am more eager to see clash with other personalities. So what do you think? Would you be interested in another NetherRealm Star Wars game? Should Injustice be put on the shelf? What should come after MK11? Let me know, as always.